We've had PlayStation sneakers before, but none like this. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today on Weekly Heat we talk about PlayStation sneakers, Off-White Air Jordan 5s, and some upcoming Yeezys. Really quick before we jump into the video, if you want to grab a pair of the Apothecary tie-dye socks, they went live right when this video went live, and I've left a link to apothecary.com in the top of the description. We're only dropping two colorways today, the Chroma colorway and the Fog colorway, both of which are dope and both of which are hand-dyed. Obviously we've only had two drops so far, but out of the two, this is my favorite. So if you want to grab a pair of either of these socks, or maybe both, make sure to do it quickly because they are very limited, and once again I've left a link to apothecary.com in the top of the description. But now, let's get into the video. To start things off today, Jordan Brand is becoming even more intertwined with every team in the NBA by providing every team statement jerseys in the 2020 and 2021 season. Is this actually news? Not really, but a lot of people are talking about it, so I thought I'd include it in today's video. Jordan Brand providing jerseys for the NBA is not really a new thing. They've been doing it for the last couple All-Star weekends, and they've also been providing the Charlotte Hornets jerseys for a while now. I'm not exactly sure why now Jordan Brand is adding their logos onto the statement jerseys. Obviously, Nike has been making NBA jerseys for the last year, and so maybe they're giving that opportunity to Jordan Brand. I'm not 100% sure. But for whatever reason, expect to see a Jumpman logo on every team's statement jersey this year. Next up, we've got a render from Sneakerhead Z of an upcoming Air Jordan 1 colorway. Right now this colorway is very fittingly called the white, black, and gray colorway because it's white, black, and gray. This high-top Jordan 1 features primarily white and black leather detailing, as well as some gray accents around the top of the ankle and on the outsole. It's definitely a solid and clean-looking pair of Jordan 1s, but to be honest with you, I just want the black and white Jordan 1s to come back. As of right now, this black, white, and gray Air Jordan 1 colorway is rumored to be releasing in spring of 2021, and I think even now, people are getting excited about it. It's not an OG colorway, but it's a colorway that people will be excited about nonetheless, and I think the fact that it's black, white, and gray means that pretty much anyone can wear it with pretty much any outfit. That said, if you're interested in grabbing these for yourself, make sure to stay tuned to the channel because as more information comes out, I'll make sure to let you all know. Not only is it exciting that we're going to start to see some basketball in the very near future, but it's also exciting because we're going to start to see some unreleased sneakers on players' feet. And even though the season restart hasn't officially happened, it seems like heat has already hit the bubble in the way of the LeBron 18. LeBron James was spotted in the unreleased Nike LeBron 18 during practice this week, and while this photo doesn't give us a great image of what the shoe is going to look like, it looks like Nike has already done that for us. On news.nike.com, they've actually released an article talking about some of the new features of the upcoming LeBron 18, but they've also given us a sketch of what the shoe will look like. And from the drawing, it looks a lot like what you would probably expect. Yes, there are some visual changes, but nothing too crazy, and it still fits within the LeBron family. According to the article, the shoe will once again feature a mix of Max Air as well as Zoom Air, and also feature some of LeBron's favorite knits. I'm definitely excited to see real images from Nike of this shoe. It's always exciting when such a big athlete like LeBron James releases a new signature sneaker. Not only that, man, it's also going to be really good to have the NBA back, even though it's not the full-fledged NBA. It's been a rough 4 months for all of us, and I think having some sort of small distraction will really help take our mind off of things for a little bit. Plus, I'm thinking the Sixers can bring home the chip this year, and if they don't, it's not a real NBA season anyway, so whoever wins it, it's got to have a little asterisk next to them. But not if it's the Sixers. If the Sixers win, it's a real championship, we deserve it, we're the best. After that, we've got some news about one of my favorite sneakers of the last couple weeks, and that's the Yeezy Foam Runner. You guys can hate on me all you want for liking that shoe, but that shoe is dope, and until you wear it, you won't understand. But it does seem like there's some good news out there for people who wanted to grab a pair of the Foam Runners but weren't able to on the first drop. It looks like Gap and Kanye are actually teaming up to release a Gap exclusive version of the shoe. While I originally thought that this Gap Yeezy deal was exclusively for clothing, it looks like there are actually going to be some sneakers involved, namely the Foam Runners. Which makes things kind of interesting because the Foam Runners are technically Adidas shoes. In fact, they even have the Adidas 3 stripes logo on the sole of the shoe. So is Gap also partnering with Adidas? Are they releasing as exclusively Yeezy shoes? I have no idea. Regardless, the leaked images seem to show this shoe in a tan, gray, and yellow color scheme in sort of a tie-dye pattern. And like I said, hate on me all you want, but these are fire and I'm buying these. Seriously, check out either of the two videos that I dropped on the Foam Runners and maybe you'll start to understand, and just wait because I've got a third video coming out either next week or the week after where I compare it to some other shoes. I'm really excited about it and I think it's one of the best releases of the year. But if you are interested in this Gap exclusive colorway, unfortunately there's no release information as of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if this shoe releases next year when the actual collection releases. Sticking with Yeezys, it looks like we've got a brand new colorway of the Adidas Yeezy 700 V3 called the Seraphim colorway. Seraphim, although although not spelled the same way as it is for this pair of Yeezys, apparently means angel, and it's definitely fair to say that this shoe has an angelic vibe to it. This 700 V3 comes in a primarily yellow colorway with the bright yellow base made up of probably prime knit, as well as that semi-translucent, most likely glow-in-the-dark cage on the upper. Not only that, the shoe is accented by a light tan midsole and outsole, as well as a black detail on the ankle area. While yellow might not be the most popular sneaker color in the world, I actually think it looks really good on the 700 V3, and this is a pair that I would definitely consider picking up. If you're planning to try and cop a pair of the Yeezy 700 V3 Seraphims, you shouldn't have too much longer to wait because it looks like they're slated to drop in fall of this year. So remember those PlayStation sneakers that I talked about at the beginning of the video? Well, they're not actually from a company that you would expect. These PlayStation shoes are an official collaboration between Sony and Zara. I know, it's weird, right? I think it's fair to say that in the past, Zara hasn't been known for the most original designs of sneakers. A lot of them usually tend to have some sort of knockoff vibe to them. And to be fair, the overall silhouette of this collaboration does look pretty similar to a pair of Nike Air Max 270s. But it is still an official Sony and Zara collaboration, which again is still weird. The shoe is currently available on Zara.com and is officially called the Sony PlayStation Interactive Entertainment Sneakers. That's the official name. They just couldn't have thought of anything better. It actually reminds me of the Washington football team. They had 2 weeks to figure something out, and that's all they could come up with. I realize it's a placeholder name, but come on, there's like a million other things you could have called that football team. As of right now, it looks like these shoes only come in children's sizing, which I think is fair. They also come in a green nubuck looking upper with the PlayStation logo on the tongue and the PlayStation buttons across the strap. The gray upper is definitely reminiscent of the PlayStation 1, which I like because other than that, it looks like the rest of the collaboration was just slapping some logos on the upper of the shoe. I wouldn't call it a great looking sneaker, I wouldn't even call it a great collaboration, but it is interesting to see Sony collaborate with another brand other than Nike on a pair of shoes. Genuinely, if these shoes had come in men's sizes, I probably would have bought a pair to review, but because they only come in kid sizes, it's not worth it. Have any of you been missing the Air Jordan 3 Cool Grays? Well, it looks like you're getting another chance to grab this pair of sneakers in February of 2021. According to Z Sneakerhead Z and Mr. Unloved Ones, it looks like the Cool Gray 3s are returning on February 27th, 2021 for a retail price of $190. While the Cool Gray 3s were never my personal favorite pair of 3s, I still think they're a great looking pair of sneakers, and I know a lot of people out there are really excited about this release. As the name would suggest, the shoe features a tonal gray suede upper with elephant print on the toe and on the heel, as well as a gray tongue with the red Jumpman. The shoe is rounded off by orange accents around the lace eyelets as well as a dark gray outsole, and overall it's a super clean and pretty understated look. I know this is kind of a long shot, but I'm going to call it now. I think Jordan Brand is not only going to release the Cool Gray 3s in 2021, I think they're also going to release the Cool Gray 11s. I guess I don't really have any other reason for thinking that other than that the Cool Gray 3s are dropping in 2021, but everyone thought the Cool Gray 11s were dropping this year and they didn't, and it's been a really long time since we've had them last, so I wouldn't be surprised. Regardless, it will definitely be good to see the Cool Gray 3s retroing in 2021. So I don't know if you guys remember back when the first Off-White Air Jordan 5s released during All-Star Weekend, there were some videos of Virgil actually cutting out the circles on a sale pair of the same sneaker. And it looks like there's actually a very real possibility of that shoe releasing during the holidays this year. The sale Off-White Air Jordan 5s are very reminiscent of the Fire Red 5s, in the same way that the original Off-White 5s looked a lot like the metallic 5s. From what I can tell, the construction and the materials of the sale Off-White Air Jordan 5s remain exactly the same as the version that released earlier this year, but it looks like the colorway does change pretty dramatically. Rather than having a dark gray or black upper, this version of the shoe comes in a sail or sort of cream white upper. And like the Fire Red 5s, this shoe features a black midsole accented by red shark teeth and also a 3M tongue with the red Jumpman. And interestingly, like the original Off-White Air Jordan 5 release, there are also some aged details on the shoe, like the translucent outsole, which has been yellowed, and also the lace eyelets, which have also been yellowed. While personally, I don't think this colorway is as clean as the original release, I think it's a solid second colorway, and basing any shoe off the Fire Red 5s is usually going to be a good thing. As of right now, not much else is known about the Off-White Air Jordan 5s in the sale colorway, except for the fact that they will probably be very limited and very difficult to get. Next up, we've got an alternate version of one of the most anticipated Jordan releases of the year, the Air Jordan 3 Denim SET. From pretty much every angle, this shoe looks just like the standard Air Jordan 3 Denim that's releasing later this year. However, when you look at the heel tab of this shoe, you'll notice that the Nike text is actually replaced with Japanese characters. And the reason for that is that the Air Jordan 3 SET is actually a Tokyo exclusive. I don't know if I'm just succumbing to the hype or I just really love the way the Japanese text looks, but for whatever reason, this heel tab looks so much better than the standard one. Also, something I'm just noticing now is that it looks like the Nike swoosh actually has a shadow underneath it to make it seem more 3D, which I don't think they do on the standard pair. However, like the standard pair, the heel tab is clear and it's got a Jumpman on it, and you've also got the Nike text printed underneath. It's a really dope look, and I've got to be honest, I'm jealous. I really want to grab a pair of these for myself, but I feel like it's going to be very difficult to grab. Jordan Brand has also been doing a lot of Japan-themed sneakers recently. They've had the Air Jordan 1 Co JPs, which were limited to just 2,020 pairs, and now they've got the Air Jordan 3 SETs. So if you're in Japan and you want to grab a pair of these for yourself, they should release sometime around August 27th for a retail price of $200. And then finally, rounding off today's video, we've got this weekend's sneaker releases. I realize that this weekly heat is a little bit late, and we've also got a lot of releases dropping today, but I still wanted to cover them because if you haven't gotten to the store yet, you might still have a chance of picking some of these up. Well, maybe not all of them, but one of them at least. And that shoe is the Air Jordan 12 University Gold. It's actually a pretty clean looking pair of Air Jordan 12s, and if you're in the market for a pair of 12s or you just love black and yellow, like if you're a crappy Steelers fan, then maybe this is a shoe for you. Also dropping today, but probably already completely sold out, we've got the Grateful Dead Nike SB Dunk Lows. The colorways releasing today are the green and blue color and the yellow and blue color. From what I've heard, the green pair is a skate shop exclusive, which to be honest is going to make it a lot harder to get. The yellow pair, on the other hand, while still releasing at skate shops, also released on the Nike Sneakers app. Neither pair are really my thing, and I just don't love fur on sneakers, and I'm also not a big Grateful Dead fan, so this is not really a release that I wanted. I'm actually recording this a day before they come out, so it's possible that I hit on the Sneakers app. I doubt it, but if I did, oh great, I'm super excited. I know that's like 12 hours in the future for me, but I know for a fact I didn't. Then tomorrow, on July 25th, we finally got the release of the Adidas YEEZY Boost 380 Blue Oak. While this colorway is not exactly my thing, I had a lot of comments in my review telling me that I sucked because it was a dope colorway, and so I understand that there are people out there who really want this shoe, and more power to you. If you haven't seen it, there it is. It's a weird tan, orange, and blue shoe. It's not really my thing, and I didn't think it was anybody's thing, but apparently people like it. And to be honest with you, if you want it, it really shouldn't be that hard to grab. Next up, we've got the Japan exclusive Air Jordan 1 Co.JP Neutral Gray. I've talked about this shoe in a couple different sitter cells, and I mentioned it a couple minutes ago. It's an all gray Air Jordan 1. It's fine. If it wasn't stupid limited, I don't think it would sell out, but because it is stupid limited, I'm sure it will be very hard to get. It's limited to 2,020 pairs, and it comes in this actually pretty dope metal briefcase, but I don't know. It's a Tokyo exclusive or a Japan exclusive, so it's not going to be easy to get regardless. If you like it or you're trying to resell it for a couple grand and you live in Japan, I would definitely go for it. I think it's a shoe that's worth picking up. And then rounding off July 25th, we've got the women's Off-White Air Jordan 4. This is definitely the biggest release of the day and the release that everyone's going for. Even though this shoe is technically a women's shoe, it comes in extended women's sizing, which means it goes up to like a size 13 men's, which is like, why didn't they just make it a genderless shoe? Why couldn't they just make it the Air Jordan 4 Off-White and just release it in all sizes? I don't understand. But for whatever reason, they made it a women's exclusive, which means that the cut is probably going to be a little bit different than the standard Air Jordan 4s, so I don't exactly know how it's going to fit. Regardless, I think it looks great. I love the understated color scheme, and it's definitely a shoe that I'm going to be going for. In fact, I think I'm actually going to do a live stream trying to grab this shoe on the Sneakers app tomorrow, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure to stay tuned. But with that, we wrap up Weekly Heat for this week. Now I would love to know your thoughts on any of the stories that we talked about in today's video, so let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.